Hello and welcome! We're here recording a constructed match of Algomancy. We're playing the two decks that I've done deck text videos for, and I'll link those in the description. So if you want to see like the cards and the strategy of each of the decks we're playing, you can find that. I'm playing the Fire Earth. This is Jenna. She's going to be playing the Mono Water deck. She's kind of new to Algomancy, so I'll be guiding her through the turn structure and stuff, but I figured it's kind of good because most of you guys watching are new to the game as well. So we'll just walk through the turn together. So we're doing constructed. We each have our own decks, and we're just going to get started. So normally you would roll for initiative. I've just decided I'm going to start with initiative just to make things easier so I can demonstrate what the first turn looks like. And then we're just going to walk through the turn. So we're going to draw our starting hand of 8 cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is a shortcut. So you can see in the turn, you start with 4, but then you draw 2, and then in constructed you draw 2, recycle 2. So we just shortcut all of this to start with 8, and then from our starting hand we're going to put 2 on the bottom, which is recycling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So this is my opening hand. I'm actually hold the cards left-handed, so I'll try and do it this way for the video, but I am one of those people who holds it left-handed. I can't do that. And so we're going to pick our starting hand and put 2 on the bottom. Typically late game cards you want to put on the bottom. So like this is a pretty late game card. It can also be early game card, but I know the matchup and it's not going to be great here. And then I like this. I like this. These cards are good. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So now I have my hand of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can see, Jenna is also doing the same thing. So the first couple sections of planning are all done simultaneously. So I'm going to take these 2, put them on the bottom in a random order. And I have initiative. So the next stage of initiative is to create and activate resources. You start with 2 dormant prismites. So I'm going to use my 2 activations here to turn these face up. Jenna, you're going to do that after me. So the way the resources step works is initiative player does everything first, then you're going to do everything. And let me plan out my turn 1. I think I want to play this. So this has 2 earth affinity. So I'm going to trade both of these for 2 earth resources. Then you can go, Jenna. So she's going to trade both of hers for 2 water. Her deck is mono water. Then we go to haste. My deck has no haste cards. Do you have any haste cards that you want to play? Okay, so she has no haste cards. Then we move right to battle, but there's no units in play, so we can't attack each other. So then we go right to deployment, where we play. This is like your main phase for those who play Magic. I have initiative, so I'm going to go first. I'm going to play Graxlid. So it costs 2 mana. And that 2 affinity just means I have to have that in my mana, which I do. I have these 2 resources here. So I'm going to play Graxlid, and that is my deployment. So now it's Jenna's deployment. And he only costs 1. There you go. So you played both. So now we've both taken our deployment, and we go back to the start of the turn. We're going to refresh resources. Jenna is going to get the initiative. And then we're going to draw 4 cards. So draw 2 cards per turn. And then the draft step is draw 2, recycle 2. So you get a lot of freedom over what's in your hand. But we have to choose 2 cards to put back. And then at this stage, that's what Jenna was asking about, we can also trade cards in hand for additional resources. So like the first turn you get resources for free, but turns after that you have to trade for them. So we're really going to have to get rid of like 4 cards in hand here, which is kind of a lot. Although I kind of want to do this. So I may not have to do all of that quite yet. So for turn, I'm going to get rid of these 2. And then I need at least 1 mana. Which I think I'm going to get rid of this card for my mana. But Jenna gets to do her mana first. So I've traded 2 away for the draft. So she got 1 water, and then she's going to get a shard for free. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm trading 1 away for resources. I'm going to get an earth resource. So technically the way it works is whenever you create a resource, it comes in face down. We're going to shortcut this, but you use an activation basically to turn it face up. And these have the effect when they activate, if you have at least 3 affinity, you get a shard. So basically when you hit 3 and then every time after that, you're going to keep getting a shard for free. So that shard is going to spawn dormant. I'm going to use my second activation to turn that face up. And we're going to shortcut that from now on, but that's basically how the mana works. And then we move right into the haste step. I don't have any, so if you have any, Jenna. Wow, she's coming in hot. Okay. This doesn't look great for me. So Jenna has a hasted Tempest Wrangler. Now we move to battle, and she has initiative. So she can attack or not. And let's split them side by side. So let's say that this is your region and this is mine.
Okay.
And then when you attack me, just come on over here. Yep, that attack makes sense. So she's attacked with these in a formation. So a formation is basically left, right, front, and back adjacent. You can only have 2 units deep. So this is the front row. Once the front row is filled, you can put something back. And the way combat damage works with units attacking like this is, like if I block with Graxlid, it'll do 2 damage to the front. And then if the front unit dies, then it'll hit the back unit. So she's attacked like that. Tempest Wrangler has an ability that can force Graxlid to block if she wants to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So she is going to force Graxlid to block. I have some stuff I can do, but I think I'm just going to let this happen. So I'm going to block here. And then she has initiative, so you get to do anything before damage happens.
Nothing.
Okay. So the way this is going to work, this is a formation of 2 units. It has 2 power and 1 power, so it's going to do 3 to Graxlid. Graxlid is going to do 2 to Tempest Wrangler, which won't kill it. So this is going to die. None of those will die. I'm going to take 2 damage from the Curio Drifter. And that's the end of battle. Or there's an after combat step if you want to do anything before we go to regroup. Okay. So then we go to regroup. All those come back. And then it is, because you have initiative, you get deployment first. Okay, so she's coming in with Rider of the Tides and Bloated Manabub. Very aggressive start. I like it. I'm just going to play Bub. And then I get the initiative. We get to refresh our resources. Draw 4 cards. And I got to find something to get me out of this. And put 2 on the bottom. So I don't need this. I'm going to have 6 mana this turn. Most likely, and I'm almost certainly going to be playing this card. So I need to like plan out my curve. I'm thinking that I want my curve to be this plus this and then have that up. That's what I'm thinking I want. So I need to put at least 2 back. So I don't need this card or this card. And then if I want mana, which I do, I need 1 of these. And these are like my late game win conditions. So I would like both of them. I don't think I'm going to be playing this turn. It is a really good card, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm pitching 3, and I'm just going to get another Earth. I don't think I actually... I could get 2 fires. I think I'm going to pitch this one. No, that's cheaper. Let's pitch this, and we'll get 2 fire. So I'm pitching 4 cards, these 4, to get 2 fire resources. So we'll get 1, and again, they both spawn dormant, and I'll just use my activations on those 2. And then Jenna can do her mana to get a water and a shard. So you can see kind of the difference between the mono element mana and I'm in 2 elements, where I had to pitch 4 cards to get 5 resources, and she only had to pitch 3 cards to get the resource. Basically, she's up 1 card on me. And I have initiative, so I actually do have a haste play. I'm going to play Awoken Tomb. Do you know what it does?
No.
Okay. Awoken Tomb is a 0/5 that when it's dealt combat damage, I get a unit with stats equal to the damage it was dealt. And then, do you have any? You played your haste card already. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we go to battle, and I'm not going to attack. I'm definitely on the back foot here. So there's no chance that I can counterattack you here because I've already given up my attack opportunity. So you don't have to defend if you don't want to. But you can also keep units back to keep them safe if there's like a big scary effect that comes down.
That's how I will attack.
Okay, so Jenna is attacked like that. Tempest Wrangler triggered. Do you want to force anything to block it?
No.
Okay. And then anything before blockers?
No.
Okay. I'm going to block here and here.
So this one will kill both?
Yes. Yeah, and Bub has Unaware. So Rider of the Tides can get bigger if units get returned to hand. But Bub has Unaware, so any of their stat changes, he doesn't care about that.
I'll play Recall. Do I have to target something with Recall?
No, so the way Recall works,
Stack?
yeah, each player recalls a unit and loses 2 life. So we get to choose what that unit is, and you don't have to target anything with that card.
Okay.
So I don't have any. Actually, I do have a response. Let's have 1. No, actually, I have no response. So recall goes through. So I'm going to return this to my hand, and she's going to return that. So this goes to your bin, and we're both going to lose 2 life. Anything else before damage?
No.
Okay, so Bubba's going to kill this. I'm going to take 4 damage. And then we go to regroup. So these are going to come back. I am going to play Awoken Tomb in my deployment phase, and then Jenna gets her deployment. And just playing those guys back. This is the classic aggro versus mid-range strategy. So, next turn, Jenna gets the initiative. I'm going to draw 4. There's the good cards. Okay, so I get to draw 4, and I'm going to put 1, 2. So my plan this turn is to like try and set this up. This card's interesting. I really like it, but I don't think it's the play here. So I'm going to pitch 2 cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and get my resources now. Are you getting any mana?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so Jenna's showing that in aggro decks, you can basically choose when you want to stop your curve, which can be quite useful. So if we can hold on this turn, we could be doing good, but that's a scary army. So let's see what happens. We go, do you have any haste?
Nope.
Okay, then we go right to battle. So I have these 2 scary dudes. I guess I'll put them over here.
We're just going to go all in straight line.
Okay, Jenna's going in all in straight line. It's a bold attack. I like it. Do you have anything before blocks happen?
Yeah, I'll play Brip,
Okay.
targeting you.
Okay, so Brip is a spell unit. So it has a spell effect, which is kind of like Vendilion Click for those who play Magic. I have to reveal my hand. I don't have, I don't have any response to that I want to play. So I'm going to show her my hand. Once this resolves, it's going to go into play, but not in her formation. So she won't be able to like immediately attack with Brip. So here's my hand. So you choose 1, it's going to go under my deck, and then I get to draw a new card. If you want to hint, Eminence of the Barons is pretty scary, unless you can kill me this turn.
I was thinking channel through because I have a lot of dudes.
That
and
can
you have
also
a lot of
work.
mana.
Both are good. If you can really do a bunch of damage this turn, I would probably take Channel Through. If you're playing a longer game, then Eminence of the Barons is going to be a problem.
I'm gonna go with my gut because that's what I thought. So I'll
Okay.
choose that one.
She's taking Channel Through. So this goes on the bottom of the deck, and then I'm going to draw one card that she doesn't know about.
And then these
This is funny for those who play Magic. Okay, so you've attacked like that, and that's your formation. Do you have anything else before blocks?
Well, these go row, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Right of the Tides, whenever a card enters a player's hand, they get bigger. I drew a card, so it's a card entering my hand. So both of these now have +2/+2. Bub doesn't care about that, but they are big now. Can I block your guys? Oh, where's Brip? He's in the region. He's just not attacking.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So those are my blocks.
I'm going to play recall.
Yep. That's a good one. Do I want to do anything in response to that? I think so. I'm going to attempt to play. So we're going to have this be the stack. So Jenna played Recall. I'm going to attempt to play Channel Through. So Channel Through does 2 damage to each of X target allies. And then for each ally damage this way, I can distribute 2 damage among target opponent's units. So I'm going to target you and these two with Channel Through.
You picked up another one of those?
Yeah, I swear, Channel Through is on the bottom. I literally drew another one. In Magic, we call that the Thoughtseize bug. It's really common where you'll like take a card from someone's hand and they literally draw the exact card you got rid of.
So what did you say you're doing?
So I'm targeting these two to do 2 damage. And then if you remove any one of these 2 guys, it'll do less damage to your units. But currently it's going to do 4 damage to your guys. And I'm just telling you I'm probably going to kill these 2.
Okay.
Okay. So Channel Through resolves. So Bub takes 2, Awoken Tomb takes 2. I'm going to do 4 damage, 2 to each of these guys. And then Awoken Tomb took damage, so I'm going to make a unit. And that's that.
Okay. Are these dead now?
Yes, those 2 die.
Oh, sad.
Then we're going to resolve Recall. So we each get to return a unit to hand. I'm going to bounce this guy to my hand.
Okay. I'll do.
So right now this guy's going to die.
Yeah, I'll take him back.
And then we're both going to take 2 damage, or lose 2 life from this. Okay, and then anything else? Okay, so damage goes through, I take 2 more. And then we go to regroup.
What about this one?
So he was blocked by the Awoken Tomb. So he doesn't do damage.
But then Awoken Tomb got recalled.
Right, so once they're blocked, damage doesn't go through.
Okay.
So this goes to my hand. Regroup happens, and you have initiative.
Play him again. And then.
So she's going to replay Rider of the Tides. She's not mic'd up, so I'm narrating for her. And then this is kind of the stage where you look at like graphs and augments in your bin to see what you want to do. Like we have Graxlid we can augment onto stuff, but our game plan has been pretty centered around getting this big dude into play because he's pretty good.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab.
And that can only go on Bloated Mana Bub right now.
Or my last.
That makes sense. I'm just going to play this dude. Sorry, I had to draw the channel through. And then we refresh. I take initiative. Draw 4. And then I'm going to put at least 2 back. I can just keep getting as much mana as I want, which scales pretty low with this card. So I'm going to get rid of these 2. And I think I'm actually going to get rid of this one as well. So I'm trading 2 and then 1 for my mana. I'm just going to get another fire and a shard. Are you getting any mana?
No.
Okay. And then I have initiative this time. So, do I want to attack? You have Rider of the Tides, which can go crazy. But I think I can do the thing. Yeah, okay, let's come in. So I'm going to attack like that. This guy's probably going to die, but that's okay. So I'm coming in like this. Yeah, I'm coming in like this. That's my attack and my formation. And then, so we are in the spot. I have initiative. If I pass priority, she can just swing out and attack. So I have to do things before blocks actually happen. So I'm going to start things off by attempting to Luminous Arc your Rider of the Tides. So it's just going to do 6 damage to him.
I'm going to play Brip, targeting you again.
Yeah, that makes sense. So he's going to get bigger. Okay. I have a lot of mana.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
My guys aren't that big though.
The Brips are pretty big. I mean, you can hit me for a lot of damage here.
In between Luminous Arc and Wildfire.
Wildfire is scarier, I think. Yeah, so she's going to take Wildfire. I draw a random card, which could be a Wildfire. So that's going to trigger both of your Rider of the Tides because I drew a card. Yeah, and I'm not going to do anything in response to that. Then Luminous Arc is still on the stack.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave it.
Okay, so that happens. He dies. 6, 11, 12, 13. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to pass turn, pass priority, and see what happens here. So now we get to the interesting part where she can block and or counterattack. So I've attacked. Now we're in the block step. And she can basically put any unit she wants to block with or send them over here into a counterattack. So these 2 Brips can't block because they have Feeble. So you're probably going to be attacking with those. And then whatever else you want to do. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the way this works, we're going to resolve this combat in its entirety first. And we're going to pretend like these units don't exist. So we're just going to do this damage. So anything before combat damage on this side?
No.
Okay, so this guy's going to do 6 to him. He's going to do 2 to me. So Bloated Manabub will die. I'm going to lose 3 life. And then each player is going to recall a unit and lose 2 life. Like I said, this region we're only considering. So because this is going to be dead, only I have to recall a unit. And then Jen is going to take 7 damage. And I'm just going to recall my token, which will kill it. So he's going to be erased from the game because he's been modified. That combat's done. Then we're going to go over here. So over here, I'm currently taking 12. I'm going to attempt to Luminous Arc your Rider of the Tides.
I have no response.
Okay, so he's dead. Then I'll take 8. So then deployment. You're going to have initiative next turn. So I'm going to go... Molten Riftbreaker is going to give me 2 fireballs when it spawns. Then I'm going to augment Graxlid onto Eminence of the Barrens. And then... That's it for me. Another Manabub.
I'm going to put recall on him again.
Okay. And I'm at 9.
And then, can I...
You can augment anything onto anything. So you can put like the Rider of the Tides onto your Brips if you want to. So now Brip has the ability Rider of the Tides has. So if a card gets recalled, then he'll get bigger. Okay, you get initiative. I'm gonna draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decent cards. Actually, very good cards. Not mad about that. So I'm gonna get rid of these 2. I think I'm not gonna take any mana. We're just gonna roll like this. Okay, so you have initiative, so you can attack if you would like. She is coming in. Oh boy, okay. Do you want to do anything before I block?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
I'm going to Leaping Lilac, Eminence of the Barrens.
Okay, so I'm just going to point this out for you and the viewers. So Eminence of the Barrens has Graxlid augmented to it. So I have the ability to spend 1 mana to counter this effect.
Okay, we'll change to Bub.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so you're playing Leaping Lilac targeting Bub, which will kill him. I have a response. I'm going to attempt to Fireball Bloated Mana Bub. And because this has Burst, I'm also going to attempt to Fireball Eminence of the Barrens.
What does that do?
So that's Fireball is going to do 1 damage to Bloated Mana Bub. And then Fireball is going to do 1 damage to Eminence of the Barrens. And his ability says whenever he's dealt damage, I can pay mana to fight something, which is then going to let him start killing your units. Okay, so these 2 are going to go through. So Fireball is going to kill the Mana Bub, and this is going to hit my Eminence of the Barrens. So we're going to have 2 triggers on the stack from both of those. With all of that on the stack, I'm going to cast Flame Shield, which is going to counter everything on the stack. So it's going to counter that trigger, this guy's trigger, and the Leaping Lilac. So that'll go through.
What do I do?
So he's going to go to your bin.
Okay.
And that was a spell that was countered, so I'm going to get a Fireball 1. And then we can move to blocks and counterattacks if you want.
Okay.
So I'm going to block like this, and then send these over to you. So then we're going to resolve this combat first. You're probably losing here. Bub is going to do 5 damage to Brit, which will kill him. These 2 are going to trade. That's going to happen. And then over here, you're going to take 6 damage. And then I'll Fireball you for 1. Okay. You can concede. We can play 1 more turn, and I can kill you if you'd like that.
I can't afford anything, so I'll just concede.
Okay, you can concede. I was just going to Wildfire you for the rest of the damage, if I could do it. So that's a matchup constructed. Obviously, Jenna's still learning to play. Sorry, Jenna. There's a lot of things going on in this. It's like a very interactive game, but hopefully this just shows you what the turns look like, how the matches flow. Just a very quick intro. So thanks for watching, and I'll do some more deck techs, and we'll get some other people recording who've played more Algomancy in the future. Thanks, Jenna. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.